Well, hey gang, how you doing? This is Jonathan from Tailhunter International down here in La Paz, Baja, Mexico. Thanks for checking in. It's time to do our weekly video fishing report. This is going to cover the week of September 11th to the 18th, 2016. There is so much to tell you about, I'm not even sure where to start. So listen, I could do this real quickly and just say beautiful weather, beautiful water, we caught some fish, look at the photos, be done with it, and off you go to do other things. But listen, you've tuned in so you can get some details on what's going on down here, and there was a ton of stuff happening. Listen, let me tell you this. You know, there's anybody in this business would be out of their minds to tell you that I guarantee fish. But, you know, if you wanted to come down here and catch a Dorado right now, you know, weeks ago we had almost zero Dorado. Right now I've got tons of Dorado if you fish with my La Paz fleet. Now, listen, those of you who've been down here before know we've got two fleets. One fishes north out of La Paz around Espiritu Santo Island. The other fishes about 30 miles from here over at Muertos Bay and Las Arenas and Cerralvo Island. But if you wanted to catch a Dorado, there's tonnage of baby Dorado all over the Espiritu Santo Island area and north of town. You know, these are really little guys. They're all over the place. They've gotten to be an annoyance. They're pests. There's so many of them. But you've got to make it through these small guys to get to the bigger ones. And you know, a couple of weeks ago we didn't even have Dorado. Last year we barely had any Dorado because of the El Nino conditions. But we've got them now. And the good thing about it is these little guys got to grow up at some point, and they grow fast. They are among the fastest growing fish in the ocean. So within a couple of weeks, in a couple months, a month or two, these are going to be all catchable 10, 20 pound fish. And there are some bigger fish now. Some of the biggest fish, some of the biggest Dorado that I've seen in 2 years, 10, 20, 30 pounders are out there. But you've got to wade through all these little guys to get to them. And like I say, they can be real pests. The upside of it, great fun on light tackle. The kids are having fun with them. The families are having fun. I've had folks down here this week who had in fact never seen the ocean. That's right, think about that for a minute, had never seen the ocean. So you can imagine how much fun they had catching these Dorados. So they're out there. If you want to catch a Dorado, if you want to check it off that bucket list, they're out here to be caught. The other side of this is with all these small Dorado, the billfish are eating these things. It's like kids in a candy store, kids eating French fries at McDonald's. They're eating all these little guys and they're just munching through them like Pac-Man fish. So if you want to catch a billfish, one of the best lures right now, use a lure that's got a little bit of orange, a little bit of yellow, some green on it, maybe some blue and white, and that's going to be the ticket to catching these fish for our La Paz fleet. Now, Las Arenas, Muertos Bay, that's where the action really blew up this week. Oh my gosh, you know, we had this hurricane. This week we had no rain, we had great sunshine, no hurricanes, no rainstorms. That was last week's news. This week, great weather. Every time we have a hurricane or every time we've got a storm, I kind of worry about it because you never know what it's going to do to the bait. You never know what it's going to do to the water. Is it going to be dirty? Is it going to be muddy? Is it going to be cold? The water is still blue. The water, in fact, after the hurricane was pretty nice, and it continues to be so and continues to get better. About two and a half weeks ago, we had some tuna start showing up. We had some more Dorado, and that has continued. This past week, you know, full moon, schmull moon. Everybody's afraid to fish during the full moon, but we had some of the best fishing of the season this past week. We had tuna still here, you know, fun footballs, 10, 15, maybe some 20, 25 pounders. We had wahoo showing up, 30, 40, 50 pound wahoo. 50, 100 yards off the beach. One boat caught a 60 pounder. They were almost back to shore from the end of a fishing day. They happened to be dragging a rapala in the water. They got themselves about a 50, 60 pound wahoo right at the end of the day. We've got rooster fish biting in the shallows. This week our smaller rooster fish were 20, 25 pounds. The average size of the roosters this week, 40, 45 pounds, and we got a couple that were in the 60 to 80 pound class. Take a look at the photos with the fishing report this week and you're going to see a monster that Todd Jones caught, and he's been trying to get one for 10 years. And look at the photo and then keep in mind that Todd is 6'3", 270 pounds, and this rooster fish even looks like it's going to dwarf Todd. A great catch. They're there right now. Anything that can wrap its mouth around a bait that is, you know, 18 inches long, which is these sablo, these lady fish that we use, is going to be a big fish. So there's some trophy roosters to be caught right now. We're living up to our reputation as the rooster fish capital of the world. Now, other fish that are out there, the Dorado. The days when the tuna weren't biting so good, we had Dorado filling their spots. Again, there's still a lot of these little dinky guys out there, but we saw some of the largest Dorado that I've seen in 2 years here. We actually got into some 20, some 30, some 40 pound bull Dorados, the kind that, you know, made us famous, the kind that made Las Arenas, gave it its reputation over all these years. That's the kind of fishing we had this week. It wasn't wide open, let me clarify that, but there was some good, solid, fun fishing to be had if you fish with my Las Arenas Muertos Bay fishing fleet this week, and I got a feeling it's going to continue on. Listen very carefully. Here's why I think we're catching more fish than I think, you know, some other folks are catching. The ticket to these things is the squid. A couple of weeks ago when these fish started biting, I had my captains and we started checking the stomachs of these things. I always like to know what the fish are biting because that gives us a clue as to what we can use for bait. Bait over at that area in Las Arenas, Muertos Bay, Cerralvo Island's been really difficult. It's like pulling teeth out of a chicken's mouth. They're just not happening. So a couple of weeks ago, excuse my cat, this is a tournament central, Tailhunter Fishing Central here, and my cat's walking around behind us. My desk is a mess right now. It's been crazy. We've got tons of fishermen down here, so it's a little crazy, a little hectic, so excuse Caitlin, our rescue cat. But as I was saying, the squid is what's really important. So what we've been doing, checking the stomachs of these squid, of these fish, and there's these little tiny squid in them. It's impossible to catch these, but these squid are coming up and the fish are coming up from the deep to eat on them. We can't catch these, so what we've been doing is my staff and I have been running around the city all afternoons trying to find enough giant squid to buy. I'm getting them in 10 and 20 and 30 pound concrete frozen blocks for our clients, and then what we do is we chop them up, we cut them up, I package them and vacuum sealing them in 3-pound bags so we can sell them to the guys at night, because otherwise you're going out there, you're going to hope the bait man shows up with some bait, and that could take an hour, 2 or 3 hours catching bait or waiting for him to show up, and he might not have anything. So we've got these, we're selling them in the morning, so if you're fishing with us, be prepared to buy some of this calamari. And I know it's a little expensive, but this isn't the kind you buy at Joe's Bait and Tackle Shop. This isn't the stinky stuff that they sell for bait. This is restaurant quality calamari. This is the kind of stuff that you could cut up, you could fry it, you could make some great calamari salad, add a little Parmesan cheese with some white wine, some garlic bread, and you're good to go. This is this kind of quality stuff. But this is what the fish are liking. The Dorado are liking the tentacles. The tuna are liking the white bodies of these things. So we're chopping them up and I think that makes a difference. You know, the funny little story is, I think we're buying up all of the calamari in the city because we've had people come to our bar and restaurant or come into my office and go, Jonathan, would you sell us some squid? The other night we had some really nice guys who are fishing with another competitor of ours, and good guys, but they were there to have dinner, and they said, listen, would you sell us some squid? I said, guys, I've got enough for our clients, so regretfully, I can't sell you any. They said, well, we're here to have dinner at your restaurant, so could you tell the chef that we want the calamari plate, but we want the 30-pound size. Tell him not to cook it and we'll take it to go. We all had a good laugh about that, but that just underscores the fact that I think we're scooping up all the squid, and we've got squid when other fleets don't have it right now, and that I think is really making a difference in why we're getting some really good catches. Anyway, take a look at the photos. We've got some great shots this week. The fish are biting. We do have a little rainstorm coming in tonight. There's a hurricane further north of us. It's not going to hit us, but we're going to get a little thunder showers tonight, maybe some tomorrow. Right now, as I'm recording this, it's Sunday afternoon, so I think we're going to get a little bit of rain tonight. I don't think it's going to affect the fishing. I think we're going to continue to have some excellent fishing this week if you're coming down. So check in with us, take a look at Facebook, check in with us and ask us how things are going. Watch the rest of this fishing report. Thanks for checking in. Hope you're having a great day, great week, and we'll see you soon down here with Tailhunter International down here in La Paz, Baja, Mexico. This is Jonathan checking out. You take care now.